Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of ENC Question Reflection, where you learn truth, knowledge, and understanding. So I'm going to start the video off basically by saying if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. Make sure you hit the like button. Comment if you have anything that you want to say. Make sure you share this video. Also, you can hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I will make sure to put those links in the description box. So I am driving somewhere really quick, and so I'm gonna go ahead and say some things that I need you guys to hear. Is this parents? It's really directed to parents or people who want to have kids. Be the parent, be the adult that you want your child to be. I'm gonna repeat that. Be the adult, be the person that you want your child to be. You know, adults get so upset at these kids for who these kids are. But these kids are the way that they are because of the adults they are around. A child is a product of their environment, meaning that if a child is in a wild, chaotic environment, that child is prone to be wild and chaotic. Because that child is going to repeat. They're going to do the same things that they see at home. Because if anybody knows, like I know, when anybody is born, they are born ignorant. Ignorant meaning a lack of intel, lack of knowledge. You don't know squat. You don't know nothing. So if you're ignorant about something, it just means you don't know anything about it. So ignorance is not a bad thing. Stupidity is the bad thing. So we know that every child is born ignorant. They don't know anything, but they have to be taught. When a child is born, every single baby speaks the same language. Nothing. They don't say nothing. I don't care what culture you're from. I don't care what ethnicity you are. Every child comes out saying the same thing. Wah. That's all they're gonna say. Because they haven't been taught. You can take a baby that is born to two Chinese people. You can take that baby and you can adopt it into an American family. And that baby will take on not only the language of that family, the accent of that family, the lingo, the jargon, the culture. So I don't care who you are. I don't care what ethnicity you are. When a baby is a baby, they are taught everything that's in their environment. If a parent is a smoker, you can best believe that child is going to be walking around, sticking little sticks in their mouth, and, you know. Can you blame them? No. I see these moms and these little young moms, and their child will say a cuss word. They'll hear them cuss out their boyfriend or their girlfriend or say certain stuff. And then when the little baby does the same thing, first they think it's funny. And then when they get a little older, they think it's disrespectful. The problem is, when that baby was a baby, you should have corrected that behavior then and there. And actually, the problem started before then. You should have never put that baby in that kind of environment. That baby should have never been susceptible to that kind of stuff. Don't be mad at these kids that grow up and do certain things, because a child is literally a product of what they see. If a child grows up and is able to retain knowledge better than another child, that didn't come out of their environment. That didn't come out of what they were taught. That may have come out of what they eat, because you eat certain things, and it makes your brain work better, and it makes your body work better when you put good things in your body, and when you take vitamins and you take in good things, then your body, responds to it. But don't be sitting up in here being mad at these kids because you don't train them how to be rude, disrespectful. You taught these little girls how to twerk. Don't be mad when they grow up and they pregnant at the age of 16. You did it to them. You taught them that. If anybody knows me, y'all watch my channel, you know that I substitute teach a lot. I try to give back to the community. That was kind of my way of doing it. I grew up in group homes and foster cares and things like that. And so I try to give back to the community by being a mentor, by being a substitute, because I feel like a lot of kids, matter of fact, I don't even feel that way. I know it. A lot of kids do not get the material that I teach. They go home, the environment that they're around is just crazy. Them little girls, they come in my class, they know don't you dare twerk class. And boys come in my class, first thing they do is pull their pants up. The stuff I teach is life lessons. Them substitute teachers know. I don't care what y'all doing that day, unless y'all are testing. Do not give me academics, because I don't do that. I didn't go to school to become an academic teacher, and I'm not going to start being an academic teacher. I'm sorry. They knew that when I started substituting, because I got a lot of other things that I can teach kids that are going to be more beneficial to them coming from me than what's 6 times 6. Even though that is beneficial, academics, I ain't even gonna start on academic education. But anyways, so I have a lot of kids that'll come up to me and they'll start talking to me about, because I always tell them I have an open door policy. If you have anything you need to talk about, we can talk about it. If I know your mom, I promise you, me and your mama might have a conversation about what we talked about. Sometimes I won't say anything to the mom. It depends on what the conversation's about. It really depends on what that conversation is about, because honestly, I don't do that to parents. I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me. I wouldn't want nobody to have a conversation with one of my sons and it's information I need to know and nobody comes and tells me. So I don't do that, but I do try to give those kids their privacy, or give them their respect, that they did trust me with a conversation. So it really is a case-by-case basis. But these kids will be doing things, acting certain ways, and then the parents have the audacity to wonder why their child ended up doing such and such. Why did my child end up growing up and end up stealing? I didn't teach him to steal. It's because you didn't pay attention to who them kids was around. Just because you're not teaching stuff at home, or you're not teaching them how to do bad things at home, but you letting them go other places and hang out with their friends or spend the night with people that you don't even know the parents. You don't know what them other kids are teaching them kids. I'm going to tell y'all, my kids learned a lot of unnecessary stuff coming from other kids. And then they'd go to school and they'd write stuff on, like, bad words on the desk and stuff, and the teachers would call me because they know me and Mr. Eric don't tolerate that. And they'll say, "Now I know y'all didn't teach them this, so I'm gonna need to know how what it is." So I'll ask my kids, because we have a rule in our house: do not use a word you do not know the meaning to. If you use a word that you do not know the meaning to, you're going to look it up and you're going to find out what the meaning is, because you're not finna be talking unintelligently. I'm not going to let you just start running around here saying stuff and you sound so uneducated. I'm not going to do that. I refuse. So my son came up to me and he heard something. He asked me today, what is oh Lord, it's not even a word. It's a name of a car. But he heard it, and he came to me and Daddy, and he was like, what is a, what you call it? It was like a, dang, what's the word he said? Evador. Basically, it was the name of a Lamborghini car. I don't even, it's some of the A. And we all sat right there because we didn't know what it was. But my 15-year-old son walks in and he was like, oh, that's a what you call it? That's a such kind of car. So we all were like, oh, okay. That's the stuff we teach our kids. That's what we teach our children how to do, what not to do. That's how we teach them. We make them research. We make them look things up. But these kids won't do that in schools. And they'll be sitting in there just saying all kind of stuff. You have to be careful who you let your children be around. Who you let your children hang around. Who you let your kids call their friends. Don't sit there and start that, oh, well, I'm a good parent, but I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to, but they're just doing this and they're doing that. Make sure you pay attention to where your children are and what they're doing. Your kids are, I'm going to tell you right now, when a kid gets a certain age, they are going to start rebelling. They are, because kids think they know everything. They think that what we think is dangerous, they can survive. Oh, mommy, I'll be okay if I walk around the corner. No, you won't be okay. Mommy, I'm not going to get in trouble. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to, nobody's going to take me. I know how to fight. I bet you them little kids that get kidnapped all the time said the same thing. No, you're not going. Pay attention to your children, parents. Pay attention. That means watch them. That means know what they're doing. My son asked me the other day, can I go get a Sherby? It's a slush, like a little icy thing that, a lot of people sell here in Florida. And I said, yeah. You got 5 minutes. When my son wasn't back in 5 minutes, I was in my car circling the block. I'm a helicopter mom. But I'm telling you, a lot of people say, well, you shouldn't be a helicopter mom. Yeah, well, I'll be dog. If my children grow up to act any kind of way other than what I taught them, and me and Eric are sitting back, standing in front of a judge, trying to explain where we went wrong. I watch my children like a hawk. And when I come down on it, they do something they ain't got no business doing, or if they say something that they don't know the meaning to, we're going to talk to them. But I'm going to tell you, the first thing we do, beyond all that talking, beyond all that discipline, is we are the adults that we want our kids to be, because our kids watch us. Our kids pay attention to what me and Eric do. If Eric thinks something is okay, all my boys are going to think that's okay. If my husband was walking around here with his pants hanging off his butt, my kids will be doing the same thing, because they're going to watch daddy. That's just plain and simple. That's what it's going to be. We have we adopted a daughter when she was about 7. She was almost 8. She's grown up now and she has 2 kids. Well, the boy, our grandbaby, he's at our house a lot. Like, he's 98% of the time he's at our house. And when I tell you, he mocks Eric like a mirror. He sits like him. And it's not even his blood, like biological child, but he sits, he crosses his legs. When they sitting in a chair, he crosses his legs. Just like Papa. If my husband is calling for the boys, hey, y'all, do something such and such. then my grandbaby does I mean the exact same thing. Hey, so do it, Darian. Because he's mocking what Eric is doing. We have to lead by example. We cannot be parents and sit up in here and act one way and then expect our kids to act a different way. That's unreasonable. You can't do that and think it'll work. I mean, you might be out of your mind. If you cannot act like you want your child to be raised, and you can't act with some decency, like you want to be so proud of your child when they grow up, and you want to be proud of the person that they became, send that child with somebody who's going to raise them right. Because just because you provide for a child don't mean you raising a child. You can get a child all kind of clothes and all kind of $200 and $400 pairs of shoes and put them in all kind of basketball on basketball teams and football teams, and you can do all of that all you want to. But that ain't gonna keep that child out of them streets. That ain't gonna keep that child learning moral standards, discipline, self-discipline, self-control, self-sufficiency. I ain't gonna teach nothing. Nothing. That ain't raising them. That ain't instilling nothing in them. Don't do that. You want them children to act like they got some sense? You act like you got some sense. You want your child to be safe and sleeping in bed? Go home. If you want your daughters to wait until they're married to have kids, stop bringing them men, all 4 and 5 different men in the house. Teach them what they are and aren't supposed to be doing. Don't give them the environment that they need to become impregnated. If you want your boys to act like they got some sense and be leaders and be good husbands, give them a good father figure that they can mimic. Teach them the things that they need so that they can be good husbands. Don't bring them into a chaotic environment. Don't bring them around a bunch of people who sell drugs and stuff and think that's going to work. That they think that they're going to be able to use easy money and make a good life for themselves. No, they're going to ruin their lives. Because they're going to have a bad record, and then their families are going to suffer because they're going to be in prison. Provide and protect is what a man's supposed to be doing. You can't protect nobody behind bars. You can't provide for nobody behind bars. If anything, they got to provide for you, because you can't go to work and get your own little, whatever that is, that however they get their little snacks. Parents, I'm ending with this because that's it. Be the adult. Be the person you want your child to grow up to be. Be the person you want your child to grow up and be, so you can be proud. If you're not going to be that person, don't be blaming them kids for why they grow up doing all kind of junk. Now, after a certain age, they're responsible for their own actions, but you taught it to them. Give these kids a fighting chance to act like they got some sense in this world. When you do that, you can be proud. So I'm going to end with that. Go ahead, subscribe to this channel. You like this video, go ahead and like this. Hit the like button right on the bottom. Comment if you got any comments. Share with your friends. With that being said, I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side.